my side, I'm the hunter of deals, I'm the master of the buy. With my wisdom and experience, I'm setting the pace, turning yard sale, junk into gold and in the race.
Oh, dear God, save me.
Eric, it does not make up for the fact that you were like damn near an hour late on the last show. So let's say 60 minutes late and then 2 minutes early makes 58 minutes of lateness. Isn't that right?
Yep.
That's reseller math right there.
Let's pick on Eric.
So baseball, good morning, Ron. What's up? Josie, good morning. Have you got any more what not sales, Josie? I missed yours. We talked about it last week and I missed it. Flip it good. Good morning, Chicken Toad. Hello. Everybody else, you're too late to get an introduction. That's all we do. That's all the comments I'm gonna read today because I can't be John. And damn sure can't be Primo. You let Lag start doing. Me and Lag start doing comments, and you're gonna read them all. We'll have you here like 30 minutes to an hour later.
That's right. Damn it!
I know. It's awesome. Bridget gets so mad at him. Talking about don't talk about them, just read them. Finally got to figure out how to print on 4x6 labels. My Shannon, good morning.
That was a problem.
Yes,
we had
Shannon.
Yesterday with those labels, we figured it out though.
Joni is getting a Louis Vuitton purse, but it's like if you spell Louis with the ducks, like Louey. I wonder if she'll notice. Yeah, so that was I had to pick a topic today, and I thought that was Mark can't sell Samsung now. You probably did something to deserve it, Mark. Morning, Bridget. It's so I want to know, and I want everybody's thoughts on it. I tried to talk to the guys last night, but they looked at me like I don't know. They were, I guess, more concerned about eating chips than I think down the road, this is going to have a distinct. There's a lot of people that sell major brands and these heavy brands that if China is serious about making it where you can order more direct, they've got the models for this. So what if you want to buy Nikes from that factory and they're $5 to $10 each, folks? Let's talk about tariffs. There's a misnomer out there about tariffs. I have a $10 pair of Nikes, and Nike brings them into the country and sells them to you for $100. You have a 25% tariff. How much does that increase the cost to Nike? What's the tariff on the $10 shoes that sell for $100? It's got a 25% tariff. How much is the tariff?
How much is the tariff for Nike, or how much is the tariff for
how much is the tariff? I don't care who pays it. How much is the tariff on a 25% tariff?
$100. You would
$2.50.
Are you serious, Todd? $2.50?
That's kind of how I understand it.
So tariffs are on the cost, the wholesale cost. They are not on retail costs. It is so where they're saying everything's going to double and all the rest of that crazy shit. That is gaslighting, folks. So even at 100% tariff, those shoes only cost $20. You know what I mean? So it's to believe that this is, the news has got you so scared that it's going to be just absolute. Shannon, that'd be $2.50 on 100. If it was $100 cost, so say it was $100 purse, you'd be correct. $100 purse would be 25 at 20.
This stuff is made in China. There ain't no $100 cost on any of it.
And so, we've got Temu and we've got all these. You can go a lot of these brands. You can go on Alibaba and even these TikTok influencers are saying, "Hey, wait a minute, you don't even need them. Come to us directly," and they're calling out the factories. How's Grumpy making out? I hope he's seasick.
He's in the high seas somewhere.
Every time we put something in the group chat, he complains about what time it is and this and that. Who knows? We don't pay him any mind anymore. He's gonna grow flippers by the time he gets back. But and so if there is going to be a way to direct order from these factories, because I've seen videos of people who have been doing this, and they've been ordering these Nikes and selling them at resale shops, and they pass, so they are the real thing. These people are not lying. It is the real thing. Nike likes to tell you they make most of their shoes in Vietnam, but some of them come out of China. China is well known for stealing IP. This is you think, oh, China's exposing. They've been shameless this whole time. Where do you think the stuff comes from? This on what's it, Canal Street? What's the street in not Canal Street, whatever it is in New York City? There's a famous street where you can go and buy all these knockoffs. Imagine that. They're probably a lot closer to new than real than you think they are.
A lot of the knockoffs are made in the same factory.
So let me ask you this. Is the authentication game a scam? Are they just picking out the absolute worst crazy copies, and there could be real copies out there and they can't tell the difference because they're from the same factory?
Could be.
It's a good thought, right?
On the real ones, the quality control would probably be a little bit better, even if it's from the same. Because the knockoffs, they're trying to push. They are a lot of times from the same factory. I do know that.
Yeah, Eric, we agree on that. Don't put me on a ship and tell me I got to stay on that thing for over a month. Even if it's like you're exactly right. It's like being in prison and you've got like conjugal visits. You can go look at this little area, but you've got to get back on before this. You're required. Man, I'm out.
I don't mind doing a tour or something with a group, but I don't want to be on a boat.
So baseball, I'm not about making China great again, because I don't think that's what's happening. I can tell you what I think is happening. I think there is a direct attack on these big brands in the United States and other countries. Just think about the damage over the last 50 years these big megalomania corporations have done to the middle class of the United States of America. Oh my God, Americans, we can't afford the labor to make the shoes. The $5 shoes that might cost $20 to make in America. You're selling them for $100 anyway. How many billions of dollars does Nike need? Apple, the most wealthy, Apple is so concerned about their cost and making billions and billions of dollars that they skimp on, like the new cheap iPhone 6e doesn't have MagSafe. They cut all kinds of crap out of it. A phone that cost them, probably under $100. There, oh my God, we couldn't get that to the consumer. Go look at Apple and the way, if you buy a Mac, go look at the Mac Mini. The Mac Mini, great computer, $599. If you want to add memory to it, Steve, what was that again? You can buy USB memory. Most other manufacturers charge a little bit. They might charge double what it costs them. Apple charges 4 and 5 times the cost of the memory.
When I put memory in this one, which is a 2020, which I was able to, it's the last one you could. It's not a mini, it's a iMac. I forget what the cost. It was a couple $100 just to upgrade it a few gigs. So I went on Amazon and bought 34 gigs.
The new mini, they went as far as to making a different type of chip to stick in there so you couldn't upgrade your own.
Yeah.
Folks, these corporations have us by the sack, and they have screwed. Why is the middle class of America, the wealth need to be drained out of the middle class of America to upgrade the rest of the world and to line the pockets of the filthy rich? It's about time. I'm glad to play it. It was being level. A $38,000 purse that costs $1,400. That is insane. China makes that Louis Vuitton or whoever this one was, $38,000 purse. It costs $1,400. $1,400. I think eventually
and the labor is the least cost over there because they're paying nothing.
it's the
for
materials.
things,
It's
too.
because they actually import the materials from Italy or wherever, the leathers and stuff they have to import. But
Even here, a lot of times the labor is the least amount of the cost.
but they've got the factory. I don't know as much as the labor as it is the factories are in place. You know, the crazy liberal establishment in this country right now is so crazy upset about an illegal MS-13 gang member being deported and sent to El Salvador into a prison that he should come back and get due process as an illegal who was already on deportation orders that has no right to be here. We're supposed to go kidnap this guy from his country out of a prison to drag him back here to give him due process to throw him back there again. Whenever go, folks, I challenge you, go to TikTok or one of your platform of choice and look at videos from the Chinese side. Chinese reporters telling you about plants, and they'll show you that all these plants are being shut down. They're 50 to 6% of the Chinese plants that do exports are shut down right now because the ships are being turned around because of tariffs. Amazon's canceling $1 billion orders, and the workers and they say, the workers don't know what they're going to do. They make $300 a month. You want to be mad at something? Be mad at the way people across the world are being treated versus a gang member, for God's sakes. You want to do something worthwhile with your life? Increase, do something good in the world. Mike, we're going to disagree with tariffs. There shouldn't be tariffs anywhere. Let's go level. That's the whole point of this. Why go to China right now and show me a picture of a Chevrolet, a Ford, a Dodge. Go find a Dodge truck in China right now. Challenging.
That was the theory for 30 or 40 years. It just
let's go find one.
Let's make everything equal. Well, it doesn't work. There's too many ways around it.
But
and they stay up nights thinking of ways
it
to
doesn't
get
work
around
like
the rules.
It doesn't, because it doesn't work right now. Because what have we do? What's happening now? Mexico. We have a huge trade imbalance with Mexico because of China. China is getting around tariffs by assembling things in Mexico and using NAFTA to bring them across the border. $177 billion trade imbalance with Mexico. 60 to 70 billion of that is China. There you go. I didn't do that. Baseball. I warned you. I warned everybody. What is reselling, Steve? What is reselling? What is reselling?
It's a freaking disease.
Reselling is a disease. I tell you, it's a disease. Did you look behind me? I got 3 storage buildings. What did you think? I never hide that from y'all. I'll tell you.
Know why I keep my camera blurry so you can't see all this shit.
I don't even care anymore.
File from yesterday, right here.
Yeah, behind me. I'm probably gonna kick it to Friday night, but I'm gonna do my decor Friday night.
I see a big rooster back there.
Hey, Steve, you got cats? I thought that was pretty cool.
Not that kind of cat.
You don't have wooden cats?
I don't have wooden cats.
Yeah, I'm trying to set that up. I'm behind. It's why does America? Why do we have to pay? The rest of the world has known about these things and gets different prices. Why do we have to pay more? Because we've been brainwashed. But how does?
What the hell?
Oh hell no! Not until you play with all that. I ain't letting you in.
Zoom out a little bit.
I know, right? We don't want to see up your nose hairs. Y'all can't see Tom, and y'all are not going to see Tom until he's quit playing with it.
He can't even hear us yet.
Yeah. So Hank, thanks so much. Check out the video I put yesterday. Really, if you're at a yard sale and you've got plenty of ways, you got to look at things. I still think the one thing I would tell you with all the craziness going on, the value of used goods is going to remain pretty solid. Because when they said that Amazon canceled orders and ships were turned around, I just look around and go, none of this stuff around here just lost value. I picked up a vacuum cleaner yesterday, and I was showing it to Tracy last night, and I'm like, I'm just gonna take the container off and the head off and and maybe the hose and throw the rest of it away. He said, "Man, I just sold a motor yesterday for this," and very smart. He goes, "With this craziness going on, people are gonna want another motor versus another vacuum cleaner." And so I'm gonna take the motor out of it now. Thanks, Tracy. Tracy got me another 30 minutes of work. It made 15 minutes. Holy.
This is what we're seeing, folks.
Tom's in the waiting room.
He doesn't even know he's in the waiting room. That's
I know.
No,
He knows. He knows. He's got.
he can see it now. He doesn't have his ears on though.
Oh my God! Until you find the sound. And so the thing, the rest of the video is there was a cricket machine. I see them every other week or so, every couple 3 weeks when I'm yard selling, and it was in a bag sitting on the ground at the table. It had been there for 2.5 hours at least. Nobody. They had opened it up and looked, so they knew it was a machine. I had to flip it back over to see the $25 price tag, and it's one of those zipper bags that how the backpacks that got the rollers or they got the bottom shut. Nobody had unzipped it. Hell, I unzipped it and saw all the cartridges and I went, "Yo, would you take 20 for this?" Sure.
You have luck selling the used cartridges because a lot of times they're tied to an account.
So 2 of the cartridges were brand new.
Right, I saw that.
And then the used ones I stuck with the machine with the bag and everything, just selling all as one piece. But yeah, I've had no problem.
You sell a lot of them. So.
I've had no problem selling the used ones. No problem at all. And then yesterday, also the sad dogs. Here's just how bad it got, folks. Those 2 little sad dogs. Franklin is so attached to Joni, and I don't know what he's gonna do. Not this weekend, but next when we're gone for 2 days, 2.5 days. He sat at the door for an hour before I went in there and kicked him out of the house and locked him out of the house, and made him come out here and lay on the little bed I made. And then they had to go out in the grass, and then they come back, and they were wandering back and forth. He would have sat at the door the whole 4.5 hours she was gone waiting for. And then normally, if me and Phoebe watched some videos last night, a couple hours of doom scrolling, and Phoebe's always wherever I'm at. Franklin comes and sits with us for like 10 minutes and leaves, and 30 minutes later he'll come sit with us for 5. He was so traumatized, I guess, yesterday there was no coming to see us. He did not get 5. He didn't even come outside, and I had to bring his little crazy toy. So he's got a toy that he always plays with. Patrick Star. It's a little star, that's what we call it. He wouldn't even come get Patrick Star because he'd have to leave Johnny. Oh, Tom is gone. What the hell?
Mhm.
So always investigate. Why was I the only one to open up the case? Hank, he was just waiting and waiting.
I mean, I have similar experiences. I told everybody about the Cutco knives I found at the bins. Everybody passed them by. Why did they pass them by? Because they didn't take the time to actually look to see what it was. I've sold them already, by the way.
Are y'all ready?
$150 for those knives I got.
Let's get him a good one. They're coming this morning.
Do the John Cena theme.
Yeah, I opened up a box at the garage sales Saturday and looked inside. Hey, that looks like an animated Mr. Christmas.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh.
What the fuck's he saying?
That's what we were thinking whenever you were trying to put your nose in your phone.
I was trying to find the damn volume. I couldn't hear anything. Oh,
they let you out of your little prison for like 5 seconds and you can't figure anything out. So you got to go back to prison.
That is it.
Is that curtain keeps moving closer and closer?
I know, right?
It's because I've got about this much space between my desk and this curtain.
It's got him pinned in.
But by tomorrow, it'll all be different.
You keep saying that.
You've
Yeah,
been
right.
saying that for a month.
Let me tell you what, guys. I did not realize we had so much crap in this damn house.
Oh, I dread the day I have to go through my.
Oh
crap.
my God, our spare bedroom is so full. I'm like, maybe if we just spend 10, 15 minutes a day
Right.
throwing out clothes, because all the clothes that don't fit either one of us and nobody have been piling up in the spare bedroom. You can't even see the spare bedroom anymore. It's just
I
like,
have to restate my statement. I dread the day that I have to go through my crap because none of it's hers. She don't keep crap. I do. I got the basement full,
hey,
the garage
hey,
full,
Larry,
this office full.
Tom's tent is shrinking. You know, he can take a little blue pill to make his tent pop back up.
Oh yeah.
I've heard it works pretty good.
And this is the old man hour or whatever the hell we're calling this.
That's right. Shit.
But I think
There ain't no shame in it, Tom.
there's no immediacy to these effects of the luxury bands being exposed. But I think over time you're going to see a reduction. You know, so it tells you, you know, that, so it makes you question, you know, so is a Rolex really worth the thousands and thousands of dollars? How much different is it than a freaking Timex?
You know what? People buying Rolexes aren't affected at all anyway. They'll just pay the extra money and buy it. They're not.
It's because a lot of the stuff I sell is not that crazy premium brand anyway, so I don't think it has any effect on me. But there are a lot of people who depend on. I mean, there, Steve, there was one of them. There's a Jennifer was telling me about it. There's a luxury seller on, or maybe it was Odie, on whatnot that would sell 300,000 and 400,000 in a show of all these brands.
I believe it. But they're not selling new, right? They're selling used.
I haven't seen them yet, so I would think it would be new, but who knows? How does whatnot?
I would be a little
They've got
suspicious
they're
of
tremendous.
somebody finding.
They're a tremendous seller with huge feedback, so they're trusted. So
Yeah, where are they getting all that stuff? That would be a little.
well, you know, they could have but yeah, and because you wouldn't think they would have a store or a brand, because you would think the brands, and you know, if they're going to all this trouble to hide this stuff, you know, they've got map pricing. They wouldn't allow you to go and sell it for
You
less than
can't start
something.
your auction at 99 cents on that stuff.
Yeah,
I'd be a
unless
little suspicious of somebody having that much of it. Just like with the guys who have all these Nikes and get busted, can't sell on eBay anymore. I'd be a little suspicious of those kind of people.
I don't understand that when people have showed you who they are. Why do people continue to follow those people when they've shown you who they are? So Josie says she saw on coins a guy sold 50,000 in 30 minutes. Was his name Todd? Did you just see his wrist?
Storage Auction Pirates done. I forget what he said his best show was, but it was way up there one night.
Ow.
He's done that a couple of times. He's selling volume pretty much, but he's got a huge following too. I'm happy with 100 to 200 a night on whatnot.
I've got a show scheduled tonight.
Ow.
Y'all bookmark it. It'll probably be Friday night. Well, I'm probably gonna do whatnot instead of a live show here Friday night. I just I haven't had time to get the pictures up. I got a deal on some boxes. I gotta go pick them up today. Well, a bunch of us got a deal because Harlan's gonna buy some. I think Tracy might buy a set.
I think I'm going to start settling into a schedule and whatnot. You know, because my shows have been here and there and everywhere. And
so I think if you
people to come in.
I think if you go ahead and put like 5 or 6 shows out there, even
Right.
the bookmarks go with them, so they'll be notified. I've only got a
But
couple.
I think if I can settle into a routine over there, like right now, I decided on Sunday afternoons at 4 o'clock Eastern, I'll do my
Right.
hats because I can get hats out the ass. So
Do you clean
do
those
hats
when
every
you get
Sunday.
done with them?
I do clean some of them, yeah.
When they come out your ass, do you clean them?
Oh, yeah, the ones that are in my ass, I clean them.
Mm.
It's pretty much that easy to find hats where I go. So
I know, right? Most folks don't need yard sale tips, but it's amazing how many resellers have been through there and didn't pay any attention.
I notice a lot of resellers have a one-track mind. Like when I go to the Goodwill bins, for example, there's a few guys who are everything sellers like me and you,
Mm.
but most of them are either after T-shirts or, I mean, they're after certain things.
Right.
Even when I find a hat at the Goodwill bins, those guys don't want it no matter what is on it. I mean, it can be this nice New York Yankees hat, and they don't want it because it's 7 1/4 and not 7 3/8, or it's not a snapback, or it's not a vintage hat. So they leave that kind of stuff, which has, I mean, I could sell this probably, if I listed this on eBay, I'd probably sell it for $15 to $25, somewhere
Yeah,
in that
there's
range,
is that a
55
is
to
that a
90.
new era hat? There's a market for those new era hats. People like them.
And most of the ones I'm finding, and I'm not just saying there, but even yard sales, I find hats all the time because people just, it's not their thing. It's not their wheelhouse.
I
They take
don't buy them,
advantage
but
of that.
I don't buy them very much.
I
I did
do. I buy
buy.
them by the boatload. Boatload. That's what I meant to say earlier.
I mean, I did buy that one yesterday for $2.
I have
It's a
I have a
visor.
similar one, but older. Oh,
Yeah.
Atlanta.
I just sold one of those. It was a OSU. Same exact visor, but it had Ohio State on it.
Go
That's
Uh,
another thing.
Braves.
These
uh,
guys, these guys are seeing so much Cleveland Indians stuff in the bins, Goodwill, that they leave it all. Well, on eBay, Cleveland Indian stuff does really well for me because the Indian, Chief Wahoo's not.
Chassis, I don't see really much advantage. If you see the people that are streaming live from whatnot to YouTube, they've got minimal viewers. I think that would chase people away versus.
Well, being that you've got to have an account with Whatnot to look at the auctions, I can see where having it on YouTube so people that are just wanting to see what's going on can do it because a lot of people don't want to have to download the app.
Well, and when you stream live on YouTube, the benefit is that it gives a QR code up at the top of the screen, so that they can, scan that QR code and download the app.
And you
Take you
can go
right
back and
to
look at
your show.
how, you can go back and look at your show and see what you did.
You can do that through Whatnot too.
Can you go back and look at your show?
Yeah, we
Oh,
can.
okay.
The owner of the show can.
Oh,
The
okay.
owner can.
It
But
used to be where you
I
could give
think
somebody permission. They don't do that anymore.
I streamed live to YouTube on one of mine, except I chose the wrong channel. I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah, Lenny, I shipped everything Monday. I was trying to get it out Friday, but something happened. Who knows what it was?
I think if you stream live to YouTube and you mention every once in a while, hey, if you're watching on YouTube, come on over to Whatnot. We're live. You
Don't
might get an advantage from that.
Do they? Whenever something's, don't they send you an email saying your item's been shipped and give you the tracking for Whatnot or something to that effect?
Yes, they do. As soon as the show is over, you get an email. I mean,
No,
the
I'm talking
moment
about to the buyer.
to the buyer, once it's shipped, they should get an email. Even on the giveies, I won 3 giveaways last week. Oddly, one for I won the Jeebus family giveaway. That was funny. It's only a pack of Pokemon cards, but yeah, I even got an email that they shipped that. So
Everybody get their taxes filed yesterday?
no,
Mm-hmm.
I got my taxes filed a couple of months ago.
Okay, well, I'm by tomorrow.
I got my
Or
extension
yesterday.
filed.
No, we did it early just to get it done, as early as we possibly could. And then because we owed a little bit, and I say a little bit, that's you're a full-time spark driver and reseller, and no dependents, you got to pay some money. So we had to do a payment plan this time, IRS, which is fairly easy to do.
It's taking a minute to search. the mail.
The IRS can wait to get their money. I'll pay the lowest amount they allow me to, and they can wait until I have the money to pay it.
If you wait a couple years, I might not be around.
That's what I know. They're pushing for. I'll never make over 150,000. I don't care to. I don't need to, unless inflation really goes crazy or something. So if they were to make that law, where if you make that kind of money, I would be okay with that.
What's that? If you don't make over $150,000, you
No federal income tax.
oh well, that ain't on
It,
TV worth of shit.
well, the state of Ohio doesn't tax me at all. I always owe zero no matter what I owe to the state or the federal government of the city. Ohio doesn't have. I don't know what their threshold is, but I
Well,
always fall under it.
North Carolina doesn't charge income tax on Social Security. No, no, get on.
I
So,
don't think Ohio doesn't either. I don't think.
when's your next whatnot, Scott?
It's supposed to be tonight, but it's probably gonna be Friday. All right, now I got my mouse back. Trash.
I don't use a mouse. I use the magic.
I gotta.
I love this thing.
I've got to go pick up some boxes. I'm meeting somebody to pick up some boxes. So I had a bunch of Uline boxes for 20 cents each. I'm like, all right. I'll make an exception and run and get these boxes.
It's not like you normally push your shows back.
They're used to it. But a lot of people, you got to schedule a bunch of them out, Steve. A lot of people do that just to let them collect bookmarks. I know a lot of people. I've watched some of these shows where they're telling you what they do, and they'll actually change the category and put it in different categories and let it get bookmarks from different categories.
But is that really helping them out?
I don't know. I'm just
changing the
telling
category. Because if I'm selling widget A, but I'm advertising in widget B, will widget B buyers really they'll come in, but will they stay and buy anything? That's if you're an everything seller, I think category changes might work to get your book.
Yeah. So I think these people were more like that.
Storage
Todd,
unit
you
guys
want to
go.
talk about your little thing, or are you just actually working while?
No, I'm just being patient, waiting my turn to talk.
Is that a multimeter?
That's a handheld oscilloscope.
Oh.
Is that what the proctologist uses?
No.
Yeah, it was $5 at the garage sale Friday. Nobody else looked at it.
We actually had a garage sale.
But
Is it new in there?
check it out. It's brand new in the package. It's got your wiring. It's got your manual.
That's got to be worth more than $5.
Yeah, look up a personal scope HPS 5.
What if I don't
Which
want
kind of
to?
scope you're looking
Okay,
for.
don't. It's worth about $50 used. I got it for $5.
So you gonna sell an open box and maybe try to get somewhere in between using new?
Right.
That's what I would do.
Then I got that Mr. Christmas. It's got the ice skating rink and some towns in the background. How much for this Christmas thing? $2.
It's like the one I showed up at, the printer with ink on top of it. How much is this printer? $2.
I sold that.
How much are the ring doorbells?
This week.
Honey, my daddy just ordered all this stuff. We don't know anything. You can just have them. Yes.
I sold that same exact can of ink this week.
And if you want all those phones, you can have them too.
Got it at a rummage sale. Our rummage sale season just kicked in, so we're doing 2 to 3 rummage sales a weekend right now. We don't have yard sales yet. But boy, am I doing good at some of these rummage sales. Others not so much.
Yeah, ours kind of run together. We've had church sales and yard sales.
The churches want to get people in, but they don't like to do it in the winter. Sometimes you will get a stray one in there, but.
Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, good
We went
morning,
to
Bishop. Everybody
we went to
probably
one
joined,
and the
but
line
it's
was
okay.
a mile freaking long. Here's the thing I have. We went to a rummage sale in a little town called Albion, Pennsylvania, which is a very, if you're from here, you know it. If you're
So
not from
what
here, you've
brand is
never heard
that,
of it.
Todd?
Mr. Christmas.
You
No,
said that
Mr.
twice. Didn't
Christmas is a good one to look for.
rummage sale.
You looking for rummage sales there, Tom?
No, I'm looking to see what a rummage sale is.
The church sale.
you? Jennifer,
Okay.
we ignore Craig because he's a hater.
We call them rummage sales around here, but it's church sale. You never heard the term rummage sale?
I've heard it, but I really didn't know what it was.
Huh.
Is that like an indoor thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ever been to a church sale where
Yeah.
that's a rummage sale?
We don't call them rummage sales down here.
What do you call them?
Junk sales,
Church, so
church sales.
yeah.
Anyway, we went to one on Friday, and this is a little tiny town. I don't know what the population is, couple thousand. And we go there, you know, I had family that's there, whatever. But we went to this rummage sale, and there's this T-shirt. I call them T-shirt bros. I think you guys know the T-shirt bros. You ever been to the Goodwill bins? You know the T-shirt bros. But this one guy, and man, nobody's looking at clothes, not a single person. And this guy is tearing up all the clothes and throwing them everywhere. As if, you know, he's got to get to everything before everybody else can. But there's nobody looking at the stuff. Slow down, dude. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, why would you go to somebody who's taking yard sales are hard work, folks, and they've taken the time to set all the stuff up, and you're going to go out there and just
He just tore it up because he could.
yeah.
And he just, you know, he's one of those guys. He's got a singular mentality. He's not looking at anything I'm looking at. He's just looking at that one thing. He's looking for single stitch band T-shirts, that kind of thing. That's it. And he's willing to go through every stitch of that clothing. And then he makes a big pile. He takes what he, you know, makes a big pile. And then when he's done with the pile, he just dumps it. You know, and then we saw him at a second yard sale the next day. Or
That's
two
just rude.
more rummage sales. And yeah, it's rude. It's stupid behavior. And that's why resellers get the reputation they have.
You know,
He was, no, he didn't do it, but he was basically ripping. My wife was actually looking at some of the clothes, but very casually. And he almost ripped them out of her hands. I mean, those guys are just, and those guys.
if that had come to Todd's yard sale and started flipping his daggum toothbrush holders all over the damn yard, Todd would have whooped his Texas ass.
Well, this was a church sale.
Oh, I know.
But, so they're a little more peaceful.
My house is a lot like church. Yep.
How's that?
Full of sinners.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, somebody asked about okay, it was Jeanette. Do you have to do pictures for Whatnot? And you said no. Only if you're going to do like pre-posting, that type of
Right.
thing.
So the newer the seller, I would tell you to do the setup, and that's
Depends on the type of show too.
yeah. I could do the show tonight without any pictures, but I don't think it will be successful, and so that's why I want to push it to Friday or tomorrow or whatever it is, just to give me time to get the pictures up because give people a reason to bookmark
my hat
it.
shows I do pictures for sure. My wrestling figure show I did the other night
Because that also gives you a chance to get free bids. So if you watch, Jennifer does. I think she got another show Sunday. She's working on. She'll have quite a few pre bids because she's been real popular on Whatnot.
I had one show where I had 37 pre bids on 72 items.
Yeah, so it gives people a chance, and there were several people in Jennifer's that because it works like eBay, or you put a max bid on it and it'll work its way there.
If you access it from the computer, there's a little button that says pre-bids on the seller side, and it'll just show you the whole list. If you do it from the phone, it's harder. I can't find it on the phone.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get Joni's iPad, take it away from her, and try it and run it on the iPad this next one, so I can see.
My wife did a show yesterday, her first time, and I ran hers from the iPad. I did the behind the scenes. She just
See, I've not done a Whatnot, so I'm just speaking out of just my thoughts.
You're speaking out of ignorance.
Yeah,
We'll be right back.
but to me, it looks like if you did if you set up a show for next week and you had all your items listed, it would give people the opportunity to go ahead and throw a bid in on it, because and not even think about if they get tied up or something next week when the show's actually going on, they at least have a bid in there.
And then next up,
I ain't talking about fucking porn.
I wasn't either. You're hung up on that porn stuff, Scott.
you want to know the real reason why Tom was late?
You accidentally shit on yourself.
No, I've been busy.
Hey, Andy. Good morning. I've liked doing the show. I need to get better set up in here. I want to, because a lot of people put the camera away and walk around with stuff, and I don't have enough room in here with the tables going through the middle and everything. Don't have enough room to walk around, so I'm trying to figure out what to do with some of this stuff.
Can you do multiple cameras?
Don't think so. You can run multiple devices, but it's just one camera is running the show, I think. Shannon said you were tied up, Tom. Is that what happened?
No.
Blink twice if you need help.
I've been trying to get, like I said earlier, I don't know where all this crap came from. I swear, when we moved in this house, we didn't have squat. And now,
Yeah, I wonder how so Eric, yes, there's a lot of people that I've seen do the 5-second sudden death. How does, because there's always a lag in things. How does, I don't know how effective that would be, because not everybody's internet is the same. How it determines who was the last one to bid.
Yeah, especially with the lag, like you said, with lag. Not lag that hangs out in our shows, but lag, the delay.
Yeah, not that good for nothing reseller lag, but the delay.
But the delay. I see a lot of people doing the 15-second ones. That gives people time to bid.
That's the most common, is 15 seconds.
No, I don't buy a lot of stuff from Goodwill. Baseball.
He buys it from Amazon and then complains about it. Come on now.
No, my wife. I need to have a recycling bin for cardboard dropped off at my house. Is what I need. Because she has replaced so much stuff.
That's it. Lag is developmentally delayed. That's it.
Yeah. But I've watched some shows. I can't ever catch y'all because I don't know when the hell y'all going on. But
then I thought maybe do Friday night at 8 p.m. and do a live show for like 45 minutes and then do the whatnot. That might be, instead of, because I think that would have more impact instead of just streaming it, me doing it,
Right.
and everybody going, oh, who you can't bid from YouTube. So that's, why would you other than to make people curious about what you're doing? I can't imagine watching on YouTube. That's got to be the worst experience. Depends on which ones they are, Sutter's Mill. A lot of stuff, most of the stuff I use is American made anyway, U.S. suppliers. Most of the boxes are made here. A lot of, I wonder about the bubble wrap suppliers, where they get their film from, if that film comes from China or wherever it comes from.
Where's your film made at?
I don't know. I buy it from American Bubble Boy. I have film for the machine to make.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't know. I ordered on eBay usually from Handy Andy. Yeah, Craig, I wonder what the conversion rate is. Because like I saw somebody last night who was selling clothes, and their YouTube feed had 3 people. This is what it showed. 3.
Thing about it is, I just really think that there's a lot of people that's just they're not going to buy from. They're not going to buy from. They're not going to buy, but they might turn it on to listen to.
But if you listen to Philly Flipper, he got a lot of grief because people didn't like the fact that he was doing that. I don't know if
Right.
he still does or not.
That he was.
He streaming to YouTube. He got a lot of negative comments about it.
Why?
He got a lot of negative comments about leaving eBay in general, and because people can't accept the fact that things change. People can't accept the fact that when you're hiding behind a computer, it's easy to throw hate that you would never tell somebody in person, especially somebody that damn large. Even though Paul's he's kind of a gentle guy. I mean, he's still 6 foot. How tall is Paul? 6'5". He's huge. You wouldn't say anything to him in person.
Not me.
And
These guys that have left eBay to go to whatnot that had very successful eBay businesses, like you said, things change, business models change, how people do their business changes. It's not like they leave eBay, they've gone to Macari, then they've come back to eBay, and then they went to Poshmark, and then they came back to eBay, and then they went to Prairie Dirt, and then they came back to
hey,
eBay.
hey, good morning, Kevin. Hey, Kevin, you got that building cleaned out yet? I'm watching to see if you're going to finish cleaning that building out that you've been stacking up for the last 5 years.
Hi, Kevin. Yeah.
Miss Kitty called and sent me a text and said, "Ask Kevin this morning if he's finished that building." It's so easy to. So if you're not following Mountain Junkers, that's Idaho Hillbilly. Yeah, that's their Mountain Junkers is their channel where they show the stuff they buy and sell. They have
Mm-hmm.
two channels. Yeah, he's got a building that was he would take in, and the same thing the rest of us do. The great stuff you get listed. The other stuff, that stuff still got some value. I'm gonna put it over to the side. Well, eventually, I have 3 storage buildings. When Kevin has lots of buildings on his property that he's working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and before you know it, you do this for a few years, and you go, you have that time realization. Where did all this shit come from?
Absolutely.
I mean,
That's
our house is It's not that I would move out into the country if I had an opportunity to build a metal building and have a better setup. But I don't know that we can physically move. The house is so full of just use. Our garage has got so much junk in it that we ain't looked at since we moved here 9 or 10 years ago. Just sitting in half of the garage. So our house doesn't have attic space. Well, it does have attic space, but it's not. We don't use it. So
right.
the 2 bedroom, the office is full. The guest bedroom. It's like a Goodwill bins is what it looks like.
As I've been doing stuff, and I just turn on YouTube and let it just shuffles. Y'all might know who the person is. I don't know who it was because I didn't look at the link on it. But he said they moved from an apartment and they moved out to the country. And he said they didn't have the money to go ahead and build like a 24 by 30 building. So, and he said they've got like 10 acres. He said they bought a couple of 8 by 40-foot shipping containers.
Right.
And he said, "We got 8 of those damn things in my backyard now." He said, "I don't know where we got all this stuff from."
You could have built the buildings.
Well, they're pretty cheap right now. You can get
Kevin said,
you can get 8 by 40 delivered for about $3,000 around here. Acres of crap. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I love. So somehow Kevin, you were not suggested for a while. You kind of slipped your mind. And I love it. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't remember that car last time I watched Kevin.
I know. And then now they had to get electric bicycles so they can ride around and look at their domain.
Yeah, so you can go check on the bunnies and the chickens or whatever. Yeah.
If Todd lived out in the country, he'd have at least 5 8 by 40s in the backyard because he just keeps buying stuff.
But I think that is pretty cool using that old camper as for the chicken coop. That's gonna be pretty neat.
My grandfather used a school bus. No, not a short bus either. The full length school bus. He had two of them. One was a chicken coop. He built a nice little ramp for them to get in through the back door.
I saw the other day somebody had went into a storm cellar. They buried that whole damn bus, and it was a storm cellar or a tornado shelter or whatever it was.
We used once back in the day. You used to save up newspaper for the church, and you take it in and cash it in and get your $2 for a school bus load of newspaper. That's what the other.
Hey Tom, on this keyboard, and Eve Muck's on this keyboard, Mr. Tom Higgins. I can't give you this, so I have to give it to you on the screen. Oh yeah, a new channel, Acres of Crap.
Oh, by the way, while I was in the restroom, I still had my earpiece in, and I heard Tom ask if you can do more than one camera on whatnot. And yes, you can, but you have to run it through OBS.
Okay.
And I think you have to do that on a computer. I don't think OBS is on the phone.
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay, what was I going to say now?
It's a little bit more.
Oh, and Scott, you like to watch a lot of diverse stuff on YouTube. Have you watched? It's a company out of Texas that makes the underground bunkers. Have you ever seen those?
No, but I've seen them every now and then. Are they the ones that make the huge concrete ones?
No, these are the ones they build out of steel, and they bring them.
They bring and drop them right. They bring and drop them right in. I saw one the other day. It was suggested where it's a big steel cutter. You can get different sizes.
Yeah,
and they say let us be in the planning of your house. We'll get with your contractor and tell them what we need, Doug, and drop it right. Yeah, I saw one the other day.
There was one. This thing was $500,000. It was like 4,000 square feet. You know, do you really want to be trapped with a lot of family and underground for an extended period of time? Anyway,
the key is making it to be able to get in from your house, and then that can be.
Yeah.
Where's Tom? I don't know. We can't find him. Because I've always wanted a house that has one of those, like you got to go through the bookcase in order to. I've always wanted a secret room or a secret entrance.
Well, I saw one that's even better than that. In your island in your kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the one and it goes right down.
Yes, the top slides over, and you go down the stairs, and then it closes back up above you.
I've seen
that is cool as hell.
I've seen that one. Yeah, you gotta have
Drew and the Mystery of the Kitchen Island.
Yeah, because there was one video where it showed a bunch of them, and that was in the middle. That was one of the ones. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Todd, have you had any hits on your air dryers yet?
I haven't even tested one yet. I'm fixing to shove one up your ass, though.
No, I'm serious. I was wondering if you got them listed. You've had them a week now, and you got 60 of them.
Yeah, but we had garage sales Friday, and I bought all this other crap I got to get listed. And stay out of my business, you old man. Go paint.
He's only doing 5 a day. It's going to take him until April next year to get finished with the yard sales in this week.
I flip you off. I flip you off. I flip you off.
I didn't do anything. I'm on your side, Todd.
So, what do you think is behind the wife's Corningware? Timothy, what in the name of Idaho are you talking about?
I think you're talking about your secret passages.
That's where the bunker passage is.
Oh, okay. And it wouldn't be Corningware. That'd be Pyrex. I mean, Corning does make Pyrex, but were they always together, or was Pyrex its original? Corning always on Pyrex, right? I think.
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's a Google machine that'll tell you, though.
Your secret wall.
If it's a secret, I wouldn't tell nobody.
Yeah. How would Timothy know about it?
If I had a bunker, nobody would know about it except the people that's supposed to come there if there's a situation.
There will be no reselling back there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's everywhere else.
That's probably what the size of Lag's basement's probably a daggum bunker.
So, this is a great story here. Y'all ignore the chat for a minute. So I stopped at the thrift store yesterday. Imagine that. And I'm wandering through there, and I see this bald dude in tight shorts that I recognize. Guess what he was buying?
What?
Pyrex?
He was buying a wedding present, a new bed. I wonder what they're going to use that for.
Mm.
Hmm.
Bow chicka wow wow.
And they were all lovey-dovey in the store too. I'm like,
Is that Harlan?
damn, yeah. I'm like, she's happy to get this bed. Damn, y'all need. Harlan, are you really coming to eat with us tonight? That's what I thought, but I didn't say it.
Well,
Harlan, y'all gonna, Harlan, they could go ahead and get married while they're in Nashville, and they'd have everybody that loves them there. the,
The shorty shorts, yeah.
the shorty shorts.
That was the giveaway, the shorty shorts.
Oh Lord, don't you love these throwback? Well, not throwback Thursdays. It's not that very far back for a lot of you. But
That's the
these
good.
from the '70s when these boys are wearing those damn short ass tennis shorts and whatnot.
Yeah, those nut cutters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's
What are you
good for
thinking?
good for the delay. So by the time Harlan's at work, by the time he listens to it and gets to it and type, we're on to the next subject.
Mm-mm-mm. I tell my boys when they go around with their shorts that are down to their knees, I said, that's what Grams used to wear when we'd go camping and whatnot. That's what all the old ladies would wear.
Yes. I'll show you what I picked up yesterday, Steve. You like that?
Oh boy. Oh, computer. Dude, you're getting a Dell.
It doesn't have a hard drive, so I'll be sticking a hard drive in this morning.
You want to know how many hard drives I have? I collect hard drives. I've got about 60 of them right now.
I think this is the 2-in-1.
Ooh, I like that. It's not a Mac, so I'm not that impressed.
I'm just gonna sell it. I paid $15 for it because and I made sure to tell them too that yes, I qualified for the senior discount, but Harlan's got to wait his 3 weeks. That youngin is still 54 years old. Yeah, but so it had the adapter with it too. So I mean, $15. I think I can get 175 for it on eBay. It's their it was when Dell was just getting into the making gaming laptops and making a metal, trying to make it like a MacBook. That's what this one is.
You got that at Goodwill?
No, I got it at the thrift store. I got it at the thrift store.
You'll never see a laptop at any of our thrift stores.
Cameras off.
Hey, Glenn.
James, we didn't want to know that. For the things that you did not want to know today.
That's cool.
Yeah, you inspired me, James, to put the dogs in the video. I'm gonna start putting them on TikTok until TikTok runs out on June 16th.
I bought a whole box of hard
Wait a minute,
drives
back that up again,
so.
Scott. What'd you say?
The death of TikTok will be June 16th.
Really?
Yes, that's the final date. That can't be extended anymore. It has to have a U.S. buyer according to U.S. law, it has to have a buyer by June 16th, and the Chinese it's looking like that's, according to sources near the president, that's a dead deal. There's not a U.S. buyer, and so TikTok should go dark on June 16th.
Well, it looks like all these people that are making all these hundreds of thousands of dollars off of TikTok would all, they'd go together and form a company to buy it.
Oh, there's Redbubble. There's all sorts of other places.
You can't buy something that's not for sale, Tom. They don't want to sell it.
Oh, they don't want to sell it. Okay.
No, because China won't maintain control of it if they sell it. Everything in China, if you collect data in China, you have to give access to that data to the Chinese government. Facebook's in a lot of trouble for that already.
Yeah, that's the other thing China came out with and said, y'all worried about this. You should see all the AI shit that we partner with Facebook to learn. Facebook, I mean,
Facebook created the
I
tool.
use Facebook, but we should probably not. It is way more dangerous. The things that the AI things and the things that they've used to learn. Do some reading on that, because you go down the rabbit hole of those things, and then the next rabbit hole you want to go down this real ID rabbit hole, and what real ID leads to.
I I really believe that people have their noses up too far up everybody else's ass, that they need to back away from all these social medias, because I mean Todd and Steve and Scott, and other people in the chat that I'm kind of got a personal relationship with or friendship with. That's one thing, but
Yeah,
they're
I look at
just
my Facebook and there's tons of people on there. I don't have any idea who they are.
me either. Me
A
too.
good portion I don't know.
And there's people I went to high school with. You weren't my friend in high school. Why, after all these years, do you want to be my friend in Facebook? We were in the same class together, but I wasn't in your social league, so you know.
I didn't have any friends in high school.
Yeah,
The funny part is all the kids I was friends with in high school are not my friends on Facebook. I have maybe one or two. Russ and Eric. That's about it.
yeah, very few. So I changed high schools my senior year. Most of the people that I follow on that are from the original high school I went to, not the one I actually graduated from.
That was tough, Scott. Changing schools in your senior year. That was tough.
You see how Harlan is paying attention, because he talks Tom's holding grudges,
Yeah.
but
No,
he didn't mention anything about the wedding gift.
I just, you weren't my friend in high school. Why would I want to be your friend now?
I don't even run into
He
people.
was probably texting Marcia,
I'm okay with it.
get on Scott's show and give him hell. Yeah, how many people were in your class, Tom? Like 20?
We had about
One-room school.
300, I think it was.
Yeah, that little school I went to in North Carolina, North Lenore, that graduating class was only like 250, 260.
We had 140 in my graduation.
It was 600 or 700, the one I actually graduated from.
I know we had 140 because I know where my rank, and it was 110 out of 140.
Harlan, I just told them that I ran into you at the thrift store, and y'all were buying a marriage bed, and y'all were so lovey-dovey, I was doubtful that you were going to show up to the wing night.
Did he show up?
With your new bed. Yeah, he showed up.
Oh, you got both of them in here now.
It is so, Marcia. It is nice to see him happy. When I first met Harlan, he was going through a rough time in his life, and I am thrilled to death he finds somebody that makes him happy. So it is a good thing.
Steve, with all this painting and bullshit going on around here, we have been making the Walmart delivery people a lot of money.
Yeah, I haven't delivered a wall from Walmart since March.
It's like, we need something for supper. Well,
it's easy. It's a convenience. It's a wonderful.
Get online and have Walmart deliver it.
Yeah, it's a wonderful convenience.
No, 100%.
We use it ourselves. I'm not going to drive for them. Hopefully.
Are you done driving?
Well, it died here.
Oh, did it?
It fell off a cliff one day and it hasn't recovered. So there's just not a lot of opportunities, and they hired too many people. You know how that goes. And so we've been full-time resellers since March.
Oh, cool.
So it's a struggle. I mean, when you haven't listed anything, I mean, here and there listing for 2 years, and your inventory is down to almost nothing, just the garbage that was left over. Yeah, It's a struggle to start out, but we're making it.
I need to clear a bunch of this stuff out. There's no way to continue going forward without clearing this stuff out.
What I did with my second whatnot show recently, I just went down in the basement and just started ripping things out of my eBay inventory and putting it on whatnot, get rid of it, so that I can make room for new stuff.
Yes, I think there's if you sell like the yard sale stuff on, you really could do that. You could take, once it hits 90 days, just run it somewhere else and keep yourself from getting these. Say I want a goal of keeping 200 great items on eBay, and then at 90 days, anything that's 90 days rolls off. So it would be a good way to prevent death piles for sure.
I even thought about going through some of the stuff I got recently.
And then you'd also, if you had a minimum set, so say I'm not going to sell anything for less than $25 on eBay, and I ran, and at 90 days I'm gonna run it at an auction. So, once a month you have I'm clearing out inventory auction. You would bring good items, so they would get sales because they'd be worth at least $25 online. So they'd be decent items. I think that'd be a good plan if you. I can't get down to 200 items because I got like 1 million.
I still have over 400 listed on eBay, and that's after I've gone through everything. And the old inventory down there is old inventory that's not moving. So I either have to liquidate the rest of it at a yard sale, probably.
Yeah, and so I went back to
list it and give it one more chance.
I went back to in my own head again yesterday. I'm like driving to the first store. I'm like, I am not buying anything that doesn't sell faster, or is it that I super like because like this laptop. I know I'll be screwing with it today, and I'll get it listed tonight. It's something I bought a Blu-ray player. It's already tested. It's already listed. I knew that those kind of stuff. If it's miscellaneous stuff that I know's got value, but it's not my favorite, it piles up, and
Sony
so.
Blu-ray.
So I ended up with two vacuum cleaners, I think, for whatnot, a Blu-ray player, the laptop, and what else did I buy yesterday? Oh, the Blu-rays, which are already listed.
I got a Sony Blu-ray player at a rummage sale this last weekend for $2. It's not a great one, but it was Sony, so I picked it up. I'll sell it at my yard sale for $5 or $10.
Can you not sell Sony used on Amazon?
I don't think I can anymore. Used to be able to. I'll look before I decide to do that. But I got another one at that same rummage sale. I got the cord for the better, the yellow tip cord.
Yeah.
For $2 for this whole bag of cords, but I saw that yellow tip cord in there. So, sure, I'll take that whole bag of cords because I'll use the rest of them for something else. And I get it. So now I can sell that Sony Blu-ray player that I didn't have the cord for.
Marcia, get your boy.
My volume's not loud enough.
81 pacifiers, Mr. Sadie.
We can tell your humor is you're getting 55 real quick, Harlan. We can tell your humor is progressing.
It may be just because I'm not close enough to the mic. I'm trying to relax today. I'll get closer. I did turn it up some. If that's too hot, let me know.
I think, and it's hard to, it's hard to do, but if you go out listing, you should have to list everything you bring in.
That's hard.
So that day.
That is Tom, my wife does that. Almost.
Unlike Todd, everything that I bought Saturday has been dealt with. It's either in the trailer to go to the auction. It's in the pile there was like 6 things that are behind me to be listed, to be sold on whatnot this weekend, or it's already been listed. Unlike Todd, who he's a bad influence.
He's building up his inheritance for his sons.
It's my empire.
So today, that's what I want to get this laptop done. I want to take those 2 vacuums apart.
I don't buy laptops because if I do, they go in the closet over here, and I play with them for a long time, and then I forget they exist.
But so this one, the real reason I was interested in Steve, because I turned it on in the store, so I knew it didn't have a hard drive. But it already has the power adapter. You know, that usually is the death of me. I order the power adapter and put the computer somewhere, and then when it comes in, I forget what the power adapter was for.
It's this dang Yeti microphone. Either it's too loud, cutting in and out. I'm gonna switch microphones. I love this thing, but
hey, Larry, you just turn down your hearing aids, and you'll be good.
everybody wants to hear me.
Junk Lord Million.
Hey, that's
fine.
a great username, Junk Lord Millionaire.
That's right.
I like that.
That could be that can be Todd's gamer tag there.
Oh Lord, have mercy, you people.
But it's I would like to get there, Tom. That where what have I changed? So on Facebook this week, I listed on Marketplace. I listed the underwear in 50 packs for $100. That's what $2 a pair. Anybody comes with any kind of offer above like $60, they can have as many as they want. Monday at the auction, I'm going to take at least 2 sets, 50 or 100, and see what happens. I'm tired of big girl
socks. Bought a bunch of socks off of a pallet. I didn't know there was socks in there, but there was 237 pairs of socks. I listed them on Facebook Marketplace for $150. I just wanted them gone. Some guy offered me $100, and I said, "Come and get them."
Come and get them.
And he went and distributed them to homeless people. Which I don't care what you do with them. You can use them for whatever you want. Just
that's one of the biggest needs.
Get them out of my house.
If you do any kind of reading and following that kind of stuff, socks are one of the biggest requests at the homeless shelters.
Yeah.
He would just, if he saw somebody, homeless person, he'd just hand him a pair of socks or two. They were unisex socks. They were nice. Oh, they were comfortable, but nobody wanted to buy them. I sold one pair on eBay. One. And nobody on Whatnot wanted them, so I still have more in the basement. I found another whole box down there.
First of all, it's Brad. It's Beard, not Brad.
He's been doing that for a while now.
He needs to just find homeless big girls. Oh Lord,
hey, they need the panties too.
Because I want that other storage building to be able to. I want to get to the stuff that's in that storage building that's being covered up by. I want the big girl panties gone. Just so if I got to run them through the auction or somebody sends a message saying, "Hey, I'll buy them from you, Beard. How many you got? 4,000. Make a reasonable offer. You can have them all." If you sell at a flea market, they'd be great. I just don't sell at a flea market. People have told me, "Oh, take them to the flea market." I don't sell at the flea market. And if that's all you got there, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to sell just that. If I'm sitting up there by a table, just big girls. I mean,
Scott's going to bring everybody a pack of big girls.
I'm imagining the setting there with the big girls are us sign or whatever you got.
Girls are
and they squeeze you so much. I only demonstrate them for so long in public before I have to cut them off again. Terrible.
My margins aren't that as slim as you think they are. LSS. I get my stuff really, really cheap. So, but I spend about as much time as I do on the show for packing's quick and easy with Whatnot. Because you're usually sending a lot of stuff to one person.
LSS Basher, can I ask you a question? When you go to Walmart, do you think, I wonder how Walmart survives selling this stuff on such cheap margins?
I'm not getting eBay margins.
Or do you think I'm walking into the largest retailer in the United States of America? Which thought do you have? Because they are one and the same.
Yeah, I'm not going for eBay prices on Whatnot. I'm going for quick sale. I need the money. I want the money now. That's what I'm going for.
It's the argument over the slow nickel and the fast dime or fast dime, whatever they are. I always mix those up.
Hats, for example. I'm into each hat. I'm into each hat for about 50 to 60 cents, somewhere in that range, depending on how many I get that day and what hats they are. and I sell them for $3. Well, after Whatnot takes its fees, you pay shipping. Yeah, I don't pay the shipping on that, so I'm still making $2 a hat or so. So I think that's pretty good. If I can turn these hats over in 1 week and still make a profit, I'm all right. I'm all right with that. I don't have to have them laying around for more than a week. Yeah.
I'm tired of. So there was good news today. That sound was. I think I got an eBay message coming. Atlanta. If you send anything to Georgia, pick UPS versus the Atlanta sort is getting nearly as bad as Indianapolis. Had a Blu-ray set that $25 Blu-ray set. The guy said he sent me a message saying, "Thank you for looking into this. It's out for delivery today." After I mailed that stuff on March 26th.
Dang.
I have one that I sent March 8th
I mean,
or
and
March
so it's
or February 25th, and it still isn't there.
and LS Basher. I'm not meaning to be mean to anything. I just want to encourage you to think about it and think about. There's different ways to make money. There's different business models, and you might look at it and go, "That's not worth my time. I'd much rather sell a $2,000 piece of equipment."
I have a hard
You
time
know,
moving hats on eBay,
um,
so I chose.
or I want to list them on eBay, and I'd rather invest my time in there. Whereas, just think about you got to think about the time issue. He picks them up at the bins. He's only there. They're picking up other things too, but
4
that's
hours.
just an addition. That's an additional thing. You know, setting up the show was what, an hour or two maybe.
Well, when I'm listing 92 hats, it takes a good 3 or 4 hours. But yes,
But I would tell you to list your best ones and then make a generic list and then just go with the generic. Once you
I
sell,
think I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah.
and then the shipping is pretty painless. I shipped that Monday morning. I shipped it. And so Memphis
I
food
can get
had
hats in bulk. I bought 85 hats yesterday. 85. And if I can sell those in a week for $2 profit each, I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, so here's the question, Steve. Without Whatnot, how many of those 85 would you have bought?
I still would have bought them all, but I wouldn't. Not all of them. No, there's a few in there I wouldn't buy. I wouldn't have bought a lot of the local
But the time you
Cleveland
would
stuff.
invest to
But
get them on eBay and
yeah,
having them store them and all that stuff versus
I'd
just
be a
being
lot
rid
less
of them,
likely
just being
because
rid of
hats don't move for me very fast on eBay. They are slow movers for me. But on Whatnot, I can sell them in a week.
them.
Or even a day. I could probably come home that same day and have a pop-up show and sell a bunch of hats.
So it's just
So
a different mindset. I challenge you to critically think through it and versus immediately just discounting something because okay, so if it's not in your wheelhouse, you don't before you really think I can't believe people do that until you understand. Well, there is margin there, and he is moving stuff.
even if I just sell enough hats to pay for the ones I just got, I'm okay with doing that. And even if I listed the rest on eBay, you know what I'm saying? That way, I'm paying for everything immediately, and that isn't cash flow what you want, So,
That's the
and
big thing right there.
my hat show is every Sunday at 4. I'm going to try to do one. I have one listed if you guys want to go bookmark it.
4 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, Eastern.
God's
Now,
time.
my wife yesterday did a show.
Eastern stuff.
My wife came home straight from the bins, did a show on her own channel. And she didn't make a lot of money, but it was her very first show. But that's the power of it. You can go to the bins, not even sort the stuff out, and just start selling it on eBay or yard sales or whatever you storage.
I can't wait to
whatever
see
you're
the
doing.
car selling from the bins.
Well,
There's a lot of
no,
people that do
that's
that.
too much. That's too much. There are
I
people
don't
that
know
do that.
I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, there are people
Ching.
that are making a living selling from the bins.
They don't even have to. They're only buying the things that other people already paid for.
Yeah.
So they've made a profit before they ever walk out that door. But the shipping side of things is so easy on Whatnot because I have guys who will buy 30 or 40 hats at a time. They're listing them on eBay. They're making a good profit on eBay. But I ship all those in one box. I can get in a we sell Bose
Man.
lace.
I got a seller offer on something that I was looking up to see if I should buy something. That's
Now, if I was
outstanding.
doing, I can't speak for Pat D's and his margins. I don't know what his margins are, but he obviously is making some money because he wouldn't keep buying more and more of it. You know what I mean?
How many
Got
items
to
do
be
you
doing all
usually
right.
do in a show, Steve? How many
Hats, I
items?
do 80 to 100. To actually sell, about 50 to 60. I'll put my Whatnot channel in my name here so you guys can find it. And my wife is also doing Whatnot, so I'd like to actually, you guys should go follow her instead of me.
How about you, Scott? About how many items do you try to have in your show?
40 to 50. But the
Hats
one,
is
the
hats is
one that the next one I'll do,
small.
which is the vintage decor. I think I'm only in 30ish range, 25 to 30.
So that's going to take you. The actual show's going to take you what? 20 minutes if it moves pretty.
Hour.
An hour.
By the time you greet everybody and get
Right.
giveaways and end it, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, my shows usually don't run over an hour. Even when I'm doing almost 100 hats, I run 10-second auctions to make it move faster. If they're gonna buy it, they're gonna buy it in that first 10 seconds anyway. I'll do 15 sometimes. Give me a second. I'll post my Whatnot in the chat.
Okie
Right, that is
dokie.
my
So
my
Larry,
Whatnot.
so Larry, and another thought too. So that's a great thought. I have that thought when I'm, if I'm picking stuff, I'm like, there's value in that. But if it's not $30 or $40, I don't want to stick it on eBay now anymore. But I want to run it because there's good value if you can pick it up for $1 or $2 or $3 or $4. But also, it also increases, which it really does increase. That's the part people miss is when you're outsourcing and you've got another method to sell that sells very fast. It increases except for Todd. You don't need to buy anymore, Todd. You get way too much. See, he's not paying attention to us.
Right.
But it changes how you buy, what you buy, and allows you. I've talked about that with the local auction here. You follow Harlan around because he's really good for buying for the local auction, and go,
I put my wife's Whatnot.
what in the hell is he going to do with that big truck full of stuff? He looks like Sanford and Son, and he's immediately going to be rid of because he's got his system set up now thanks to his other half. I don't know, between the two of them they came up with, but he'll take it home and he'll sort it and it'll be ready to go, and he stays weeks ahead on the auction. And
I put my wife's Whatnot in the chat too, so you guys can follow her. She will be doing a pre-loved bra show today. She's trying it. See how that works.
because there's so much that he wouldn't buy at yard. The great example is we talk about Tracy. Tracy's a good friend. He's a great eBayer. We'll go to yard sales and Tracy will go, man, that one sucked. Y'all don't go to that one. And we'll go, you know what? We're going anyway. Whenever I was allowed to go with Harlan, I used to be allowed to go with Harlan. Y'all remember those days? And it was, we go, Tracy's crazy. Look at all this good stuff. Because Tracy didn't have an auction outlet. So if Tracy had done Whatnot or done something else, he might have bought some of the things that we would pick up. But knowing that we're just going to lay it on the table and move on with it.
Thank you. She will be doing more than just the show she's doing today, but it'll be her Whatnot will be mostly used clothing, men's, women's, children's. So
But
if you're into that stuff.
It changes your reselling business dramatically when you have more outlets.
And I can buy, just like you with the auction, I can buy a hat that I'd never sell on eBay because it may be a $5 hat, but there's people who buy all the Ohio State hats off of me, or all the Cleveland Indians or Brown stuff. I have a hard time moving that on eBay.
Fred G. Sanford. What's up, Fred?
What's up? My name's Fred G. Sanford.
I have a hard time moving that on eBay.
Fred G. Sanford. What's up, Fred?
So, he probably got to turn his sound off.
Fred G. Sanford. What's up? Hey, Fred, turn off your sound.
My bad. You big.
But yeah, I mean, and to the point where I'll talk to Harlan. He'll go, dude, I found this great stuff on the side of the road. Never would have picked it up, but it's got value to it. and it goes straight to the auction. You know, how much money have you made on picking up play sets and all that kind of stuff that's still in really good shape? People just want it gone, and so they put it at the end of the street.
I rolled a snowblower at the end of my driveway and put free sign on it.
Hey,
Now, I needed a
Tracy,
new carburetor. I just didn't feel like messing with it, and I didn't want to
so
take it to
get
the scrapyard.
so get this. So we're at Taco Tuesday or whatever we're calling this now until we get wings in a few weeks. Tracy comes up and goes, "You want to run this through the auction for me, Rick?" My next door neighbor threw out these blow molds.
Oh boy!
What they go for? $150?
135, I think it was. Easter Bunny blow molds, old ones.
Yeah, that's what was in the trash.
Hmm.
We used to make flea markets. We used to make good money every weekend going through other people's trash. That's where we got our inventory.
I can be going down the road and see a vacuum cleaner sitting out by the mailbox, and I can take my I can just take my foot off the gas, and Roberta goes, "No, no."
She's
My
not a team
best,
player. She's not a
my
team
best,
player.
my best trash find was, a side of the road trash. You know those pole lights from the 1960s where they had them in the corner and they had lights on the pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found one of those in the trash. I sold that for $150 on eBay.
You said
It wasn't.
you lost me.
It wasn't one of the.
Lighted
Yeah,
strippers.
they usually have the green, the white, and the orange.
Did the dancing girl
plastic.
come with it?
No, it wasn't. It was a light pole. Lights. You guys know what I'm talking. Your
I know
grandma
what you're
had
talking
one.
about, Steve. I know what you're talking
Light
about.
is
Your
stripper
grandma
ball.
or Tom had one.
Were they greased?
Anyway, this one
Your
actually
grandma or
had.
Tom.
Yeah, this one had. They were brass instead of plastic. It was a really nice one.
How'd you clean all the grease off and the lubrication off of it?
A brass stripper putt. That's upscale.
That's upscale. The ones that grease.
I'll just
You get
see. I know how you
$premium
feel, Tom, on this show. I'm sorry.
I know. Just remember, Todd's older than me.
It is.
Oh,
I'm,
Lord.
I'm a lot better looking though.
We don't
Yeah.
know how old he is
I
because
wouldn't
we
know.
only ever see
I've
his
never
thumb.
seen. I finally get to see Todd in Nashville. I've never seen him. I won't even know it's
Yeah.
him. I'll have to start looking at people's hands.
I got a glimpse of whiskers the other day when he was on, so I know he's
There
got a
he
It's
beard.
me.
That's him. It's him. I recognize your hand.
It'll
He's
be
gonna wear his name badge on his hand.
the old guy next to Tom.
Did it smell like baby powder?
Y'all are sad, sad, sad.
But that's a lot of the key to it is being what's available in your area. That's so many people struggle with sourcing and struggle. They would tell they could be in an area that they have opportunities to pick up stuff like that and go, but they won't do it because they don't have an outlet or something. And Logic Z, what's happening? Yeah, but
We're not going through Diddy's garbage.
Yeah. Whatever happened to that deal with Diddy? About the time the election started firing up, he kind of like dropped off the daggum.
he's still in jail, I think.
Oh yeah. I don't think he's getting out anytime soon.
He's probably glad that Trump won, just so that would be the new top feature of the news instead of Diddy. I hope Marcia is happy she broke up the odd couple, Harlan and Scott. Scott don't have anybody to go yard selling with anymore.
Here's the problem too, is every Saturday on a decent Saturday, we don't have enough room to put everything we buy in one car. It was getting to the point where the van was just ridiculous.
Well, y'all should be making a shit ton of money then if you got that much stuff.
We are, Tom. We are.
Yeah, Marcia's going to be expecting that big old 5 carat when
Should we tell them about your torture this weekend?
My torture?
Somebody put Marcia's grandkids up to passing them notes back and forth. From Holland, Marcia, will you marry me? Check the check boxes, and they brought notes back and forth to them.
Marcia's got grandkids?
6.
Yes.
I mean,
She's got 6. She don't look old enough to have kids.
you think Harlan's robbing the cradle or something?
See,
Well, I mean, she's young looking, you know.
this is
6
how it is.
grandkids.
Tom said how young Marcia looks, and I'm at the thrift stores yesterday saying he can't buy a senior discount till 3 weeks, but his lady will take care of it for it.
Oh, Lord have mercy, you people.
My
All
wife
right.
got the senior discount the other day without saying anything. They just gave it to her. I chuckled a little. I've been in that situation for a couple of years now. So. She says it was because I was with her, though.
Does she qualify yet?
No, neither one of us do. But I don't correct them when they give it to me either.
I didn't correct them at one for like 2.5 years. You just hang out with Tracy. Tracy looks old.
Yeah, that's what she said. She says I look old, so that's why they gave it to her.
What's Tracy doing? He's not even here with us this morning. I mentioned his name like 10 times, and he doesn't even say anything.
Hold your thoughts for a minute. Mr. Sadie, would you please tell Mrs. Sadie that your friend Tom said that that she needs to take you to have your eyes checked, like soon, before she lets you drive again. You still look 24. No.
Times 3. I don't know what
Lord.
I don't know what I'm talking.
So Harlan turns 55 in a few weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, man. 55.
There's no difference in 55 and 25 except your body saying, "What the hell are you?"
There's a lot of difference.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the way you think and
The way I
things
think
like
is
that.
the same. Yes.
Yeah,
The way
Harlan-
I feel
Harlan
is
and
a whole
Joni-
different story.
Harlan and Joni both do. Joni turns 55 end of May.
I mean, it's like
Hey, Scott, you might want to check that again. It might be changing. I got to go pick up.
Mine's going good for a beginner.
you got carded at the Goodwill because you wanted the 55 discount, Mr. Sadie.
That is.
I had a girl ask me about 2 years ago if I qualified for any discounts at the thrift store. Sir, do you qualify for any of our discounts? I said, do I
All of
look
them.
like I qualify for any discount? She goes, no, sir, I'm sorry. Now I'm going to embrace the discount.
You must embrace.
So we've got them, Ella. That our estate sale companies, and they do eBay pricing, or a couple of them are like 100% right at eBay pricing the first day, and you're like, this is insane. A couple of them do 60 or 70.
We have one that has their own store, so all the good stuff ends up they just price it all high. So all the good stuff ends up in their store when they buy out the estate action or sale at the end. But they don't know electronics, so I can go in there and get Sony and stuff like that cheap. But the rest of the stuff they price way high.
We have a section called Ballantine here in Charlotte, and it's the real uppity, yuppity area. And I've been over to yard sales over there, and they will have their price on it, and then beneath it they'll have like eBay price. You know,
And it's never the real
thing.
eBay price. It's the highest eBay price they can find. Yeah. Unsold.
Okay, I got to go, guys. Y'all have a great day. Make some money.
Walls are closing in on him. He's got to go.
I've got to get this shithole cleaned up. It's starting to just really get on my last good nerve. So anyway, y'all have a great day. Thanks, Scott, for having the show. you are not doing a whatnot tonight. Is that what you said?
No, I'm most likely gonna put it Friday night.
Okay.
That's the easiest.
And somebody asked in the chat, and I'm sorry I don't remember who asked it, but about is there a certain best time or best
There's
day
not.
to have
There's
what?
not.
All right, bye guys.
Thought he'd never leave.
I know, right? It sounds so much better in here. The smell of paint's getting the time. Um,
Tech people are buying things because of who the person is. Like Harry
Yeah.
Tornado soap, for example. It's outrageous the money people will pay just to have something that says Harry Tornado on it.
so Tech is,
And that's fine. I would
he's the
like to
other
be
Scott.
there.
He's the other Scott. His name is Scott.
Yeah, I'm still gonna call him Tech because I'll forget. I already have.
What?
Yeah,
I
me and
can't
Scott
remember
was talking
people's real
about-
names.
Me and Scott was talking about that the other day. About some people, if you get on Whatnot or even eBay and stuff like that, people sometimes, if you have a personality that people just want to buy stuff from you because they like you, you got to have stuff at all price points.
It's the celebrity. It's the celebrity syndrome. People
Right.
see Harry Tornado as a celebrity, and so they're buying
Mhm.
things with his name on it, and they're paying a premium for it because his name is on it.
But sometimes you want to, you want to sell stuff for more and more money, but sometimes having something for $10 or $15, somebody say, "Oh, I can afford that. I can't afford $50," or something like that.
Yeah. So Logic Z. So I understand there are a lot of people there who don't know how to ship and they're doing things. But if you're upstanding and the people that follow you and come to you, you will be different and you can stand out. And so that's one of the things I am counting on, that I will do things right. I will ship right. I had something break the other day, so I sent them another one. I'll take care of customers. It'll look nice. It won't be a game. Man, he was already on the podcast. Come on now. How much more promoting does he need over there at Dibdit?
I see poor old ladies with massive credit card debt. That's true. That may be something that's out there.
They'll be spending it somewhere. I mean, there's always been old ladies with credit card debt with QVC around and things like that.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
So
It
they're
ain't no
gonna
different than
spend it
QVC.
somewhere. You might as well get it. That's how I see it.
My mom and dad started buying. I was like, "Did y'all get to the age where you start buying QVC stuff? I mean, come on, you don't need to be doing that."
My grandfather was big into. He always thought he was going to win Publishers Clearinghouse. Smart guy, you know, very few indiscretions mentally, but yet with Publishers Clearinghouse, and he thought he'd increase his odds by buying all the magazines. So
Oh
my
yeah,
grandmother had 600 subscriptions because my grandfather thought that buying the magazines would give him a better chance. Of course, he never won it, but they would give a little tiny prize here and there. I have the ring he won from Publishers Clearinghouse. It's fake. There's nothing real about it. No real gold. It's a nice looking ring, but just because of those little things, it just, that mentality. And there's a lot
so
of
you're
people.
saying there's a chance.
They're saying there's a chance. Yeah, that's
Yes.
pretty much it.
So there,
He would never make those kind of decisions in anything else in his life, but with that, he did.
So there are some items and some sellers you can find on Dibdit that are definitely sourcing opportunities. But here's the problem I see, folks. And as I've done some Whatnot shows and my learning about lives, and I've done one over on Commons too. The one thing I can tell you is, you've got to have a following, and you've got to work towards increasing your following. If you start off by doing low value items, you're going to get low prices. You're going to have to invest in building a following. And that's the problem I see at Dibdit is, somebody will, you know, All right, next up it's going to be this AA battery. Anybody want the AA battery? It's got
People sell
$6.
them.
It's got $6 ship on it for one AA battery. I'm like, the item is worth $5, and you're starting it off at $1 and wondering why nobody wants to buy for $1 when you got $6 shipping on it. And so they're $1 in the hole to begin with, and you've got to count on progressive shipping and buying a bunch just to catch up. Bring value in your sales. That's why I encourage you to do decent giveaways. Do a buyer appreciation giveaway to get people to stay. Don't run the same things over and over. Unless you're like Steve with a straight hat sale and everybody knows it's hats and that's it.
Yeah, but I still won't run. I won't run the same hats the next week. I'll wait a month before I run some of the hats that
Right.
didn't sell.
But if you wanna build good followers, bring good value. Like Harlan was saying, have each level of pricing so that what's the old adage? Sometimes you got to spend money to make money, and more expensive items go for more money because how many $150 items do you find for $5, or is it a $30 or $40 that you flip to 150? Most of the time, it's the 30 to 40 that you flip to 150 and make more money, but you've also got more skin in the game. So,
And if you're doing whatnot, you may lose money on some items at first, but if you plan on sticking to that platform and you want to you're building your business, sometimes you have to make an investment into building followers and stuff like that.
a lot of it's the average too, because you don't know what people are there to see and what keeps them there, and
I found
Yep.
I can find a lot of Ohio related items, and my followers, for some reason, like the Ohio related items. I sold a Put-in-Bay hat. Put-in-Bay is a small little island type place where you go to drink. It's about all it is, but it's popular here, and somebody bought it.
What did Gary say as he was dissing John's thoughts of they track your location or whatever on the trash to cash pocket? And he was 100% right. You list good items, you bring good items to market. People want good items, and there are some trash sellers and there are some people that are doing that, and you can't. They're out of your control. Just do what you can do. Work on yourself, work on your business, work on your model. You'll be amazed what you can accomplish.
Here's one. If you like Put-in-Bay, you probably been to Cedar Point. Here's one for the next show. Cedar Point. The beanie. It's hard to see it, but anyway, it's an actual team member, so it came from somebody who actually worked at Cedar Point. So that'll be a cool one for the next show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lamont's not working. Damn it.
I've also realized that I can't just sell snapback hats on whatnot. I have to sell everything because that's what I get. And so the guys who won't sell anything but snapbacks, I'll go behind them and get all the good stuff, all the rest of the stuff. But I'm not going to just sell snapback or just hats on whatnot. It's just what I'm doing right this moment. I will be having everything sales. I just have.
Yeah. So
I think what I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
I think what I'm gonna do is schedule certain days of the week. So hats will be Sunday, and I'll do a Tuesday show or a Thursday show or something like that. But it'll be consistent, and it's that show every week. That's what I think I need to do to build a following over there.
Okay, so that makes more sense. That they're tracking their IP. So if your last IP is because your cell phone is going to be different, and especially if you're on wireless somewhere, it's gonna doesn't if you're using somebody's wireless, doesn't that changes your IP? So
Thanks, Scott. Not you, Scott. Now, see, that's why I call him Tech. Because if I say Scott, then you'll think I'm talking to you. That wrestling figure show went really well. I sold $185 worth of wrestling figures that I had $100 into, plus some other stuff. So I still have a whole tote of stuff that I got that same day that I got to sell yet. So that wrestling figure show did really, really well for me. We just happened to find a reseller who was having a yard sale that day who didn't care to go through the wrestling figures. I said, well, I don't care to go through them either, but I can sell them on Whatnot for $3 a piece. And that's what I did. I sold all the ones that would sell. I think it was 3, maybe it was 2. I don't remember. I sold all the individual ones, and then Pat Dees came in and says, why don't you lot 4 random ones together? So that's what I did, and we sold every single figure.
Mr. Logic Z, you're telling me nope, same IP. Google says that each Wi-Fi, I Googled it, does your IP address change on your phone with different Wi-Fi locations? Yes, your iPhone's IP address will change when you connect a different Wi-Fi network. Network assigns its own IP address to devices that connect to it. It applies to private IP and local. So that could be the way that's if you,
Who knows?
so if I log on, if I'm active on this computer now, and when I'm in Decatur this afternoon, if I'm looking up stuff, they know that I'm on a different IP that's somewhere else.
Well, you're signed into the same account, so if you have location turned on.
No, I know, Logic. I know they know who you are. I'm just saying that, but they know that you're logged into your account from somewhere else.
But I don't think that matters sales-wise. I can't imagine that it would.
I think a lot of it's coincidental. I don't think
Yeah.
it matters too terribly much. I think it's they really are, everything they do, I think, is more towards consistency, getting you to consistently list consistently and stay active on the platform, whether you're changing, you're doing things to.
Yeah, that'd be great to see Idaho Hillbilly on Whatnot. I would come to that show.
So as soon as I watched my buddy Odie, he is Williams Rustic Salvage on Whatnot. So y'all check those guys out. Amy and Odie are great sellers. They're great people. Talked to Odie quite a bit. He's been a big help answering questions for me as I've been working on this. One of my big questions was, how do you change the shipping? And so he walked me. You can't change the shipping to a custom model unless you use the phone. And I didn't use the phone much, so I couldn't find it. But as soon as I saw what he was selling, I'm like, oh my God, Kevin would do awesome. So I sent Kevin a text. I'm like, dude, watch this guy on Whatnot.
Dang, I missed it.
That's what you would be incredible at this. All the stuff that you've got, your rusty gold truly is rusty gold on Whatnot. And and he's got the personality and stuff to do it all. Oh, absolutely, Kevin would be great. Kevin and Kitty as a team would really be good. Yeah, so I reached out to him, told him, like, dude.
He only sold one thing on his show? Dang.
Well,
Who
first
was
shows
that?
can be like that.
Who
First
did
shows
that?
are always like that.
Who, Kevin had one?
But
Yeah.
he's a pretty good. He's got quite a few followers on his YouTube.
Yeah. Somebody's messaging.
He should have texted me and told me. We could have got the word out. I'd have loved it. I definitely would have been there for that.
Oh, I like that, actually.
Dang. Missed it.
Hey, Steven, if you make that with baseball caps, that would be really cool.
Hey,
And my wife's hair green. Make my wife's hair green.
hey, do a better job of letting everybody know, Kevin. We will. We'll definitely get you some support out there. Yeah, especially
Like I said,
the people that buy from Odie would definitely love your stuff too. So.
My
Yeah,
wife had her first show yesterday, and she sold 3 items, but she gained 6 or 7 followers just by we were asking for followers. You know, this is her first show. Show her some love by following, and so it'll build from there. And we know that it's going to take some time.
Saturday.
Hey,
10.
Kevin, what's your username on Whatnot?
I'm going to guess Mountain Junkers. depending on mountain time, that'd be early afternoon here.
Yep. So everybody go follow Kevin on Mountain Junkers.
I like his logo pictures, like from 40 years ago.
I'm gonna
Is
post
Kevin trying to be young? Is that where it is?
post a link in the chat.
He's still got the same hat he still wears.
Why does it not give me the option to follow him? Oh, I already am. Dang it.
All right, I posted his link in the chat there.
Bum, bum. Let's see.
We got some cool stuff. That's a lot like what you're looking to sell. Some of the stuff.
No, but yeah, okay. So a following will just get you started. If you don't bring good stuff, it ain't gonna matter. And over and whatnot too, it's about picking a category. There's lots of stuff you can do to increase your followers and stuff. Watch some shows in the category you want to sell in. People that are buying, give them a follow. They'll follow you back. Follow the sellers. A lot of sellers are really nice and they'll ask people, "Hey, when's your next shows?" Y'all put them in the chat so people can find you. So I was watching. Everybody remember Amy, short little Amy, Kristen's partner. She left Reselling about 2 or 3 years ago to do her own thing when Kristen took over by herself for Mommy Income. Now Kristen sold that, but I'm doing something, and Jennifer sends me a message that says your buddy Amy's on whatnot. I'm like, I thought she quit Reselling, and so her name now is Vintage_Artifacts. She's been doing this for 2.5 months, 3 months. She does like 4 shows a week. She sells just smaller vintage stuff, and she sold, I don't know, 12, 13. Let's look it up and see. We won't lie to you. We'll tell you what she sold. We're not gonna be like Steve. We're not gonna lie to you.
When did I ever lie to you? No, there was that one time.
I needed something for people to talk about. So Amy has a 5.0 rating, 1,500 items sold in 2.5 months.
That's good.
622 people following her. I caught her. I saw her yesterday. She was working on it. And she's another good one. Vintage_Artifacts. If you want to watch somebody that's all right, JT, have a good one, buddy. If you want to watch somebody who has learned and has figured it out, and runs a good show, and she was telling yesterday, there's a couple of ladies I forgot to follow them because I was listening to her while I was shipping. Yeah, I actually bought something from her on one of her shows couple last week. One of Johnny's birthday presents. Don't tell her. She's not watching this show, so it don't matter. I got like 4 or 5 weeks to pick up a few items. Imagine that they're gonna be dachshund related. But it can be done. Lag, we're not paying you any mind. When's the national meetup? Not this weekend, but next. You can still get planes. There's still hotels. Come on, Doug.
I will be in Berlin, Pennsylvania that day. Or
Todd?
Berlin, Ohio, excuse me. Berlin, Ohio.
Todd said he would pay for half your airfare, so come on.
I thought he said he was
I
going to
saw
pay for
an
the whole
update.
thing.
I saw an update yesterday where somebody said that the Holiday Inns where they booked first.
Holiday Inn
They said that
Express,
they
isn't it?
dropped the rates way down because rooms had went up over $200, and somebody said they were back in the 150 or 160 range.
So did you undo and go to the other one then?
No. No, I'm staying where I'm at. That one's still a lot cheaper, but I don't know how many rooms are available. They were just saying that it was worth looking at, and some people are actually going to cancel and then rebook at a better price. No, I'm staying where I'm at.
Yeah, there's a Facebook group, Nashville Meetup.
I guess I'll go get it. Wait, Doug's in
Southern
California.
Vermont Vintage, is that your actual username on Whatnot? Because I found one. I will follow you.
I'll pay for half a rose hair repair. I ain't doing crap for Doug. We don't. Is Perky even allowed in Nashville? Don't you have to be kind of?
Only Doug. I don't think she's allowed to even YouTube anymore. All we ever hear from is Doug.
Okay, gotcha. I got you. We'll put you in the chat too. Southern Vermont Vintage.
Doug, you can send your virtual assistant to Nashville so you can stay home.
This next link will be Southern Vermont Vintage's Whatnot.
Hi, Ro.
So are we?
Did it go? Yeah, there it is. I think a lot of Whatnot is people supporting people. I get people on my show who don't buy necessarily, but they're there to support me, and I appreciate that almost as much. So just because I know people are at least looking, you know. Reselling is a lonely game. We've talked about that a lot. Whatnot is more of a social platform, and just being there and people, you know, interacting with you, it can help a lot. Encouragement, you know.
But also, it gives you more confidence. I mean, it really is encouragement to keep going. You know, they can also give constructive feedback. So, you know, even somebody who's doing good, like so. So here's a great example. Jennifer had something listed that you shouldn't sell. I even know it's a vintage item and there's nothing bad about it, but it's on the list. And I text her in the middle of a show and like, hey, I happened to be looking at the list because I was looking for something else and I saw that on there. Delete those items. She's got 2 phones. I texted the one she wouldn't use and she immediately deleted those items so she wouldn't get in trouble. So your friends can watch out for you. And she has a tendency to have the camera too high. And so I sent her a screenshot of her son. Look, everything you do is in the words. That camera needs to come down just a little bit so that it's easier to see the item instead because I use a computer most of the time, and so a computer looks normal because the chat's on the side. But on a phone, which I would bet 60 or 70% of people are on Whatnot are on their phone.
More than that.
The phone, all the chat goes on the bottom third. So if you're not in the upper part of the screen, it's hard to see the item because you're in the chat words.
And I've noticed it on your show, at least your first show, you had your item description. It took up the entire screen, and we couldn't see what was behind that. So you got to make sure that you're keeping that stuff, your title and description short.
So how did I learn that? So there's when you listen on the phone, on the computer, you can use the barcode. I just been now deleting those descriptions and just putting a small description in. But yeah,
you can swipe left on the phone,
right,
and it'll give you a clear screen, but you can't see the chat. So if you're on the phone and that happens, you can swipe left and clear. You won't see anything. I don't even think you get the buy button.
Anissa, so you're old like us, Anissa. Sorry to let you know that, but you are. And I'm the same way. I'd much rather use my computer. I don't want to hold a phone. I don't want to do all those crazy things with a phone. But you got to remember. So folks, I'm gonna leave you with this thought. My building was starting to shake, and the helicopters are starting to test. Here's the thought I'm gonna leave you with today. What's the number one issue we have? At least I think is wrong with eBay. So I'd like to hear y'all's opinion. What's the number one issue you think is wrong with eBay?
I already know. I can't say.
I know because you already heard my theory on this. I think it's pretty good.
It's true, and it's true. 100%.
So eBay's marketing is terrible. They don't advertise, and they skew older. The demographics of the buyer of eBay is an older buyer. They don't do a good job marketing. Go ask if go ask a young person who doesn't know you resell if they even know what eBay is, and they will tell you, "Holy crap!" And I don't know what eBay is. The marketing and the knowledge of eBay is everybody who started with it 20 years ago and still does it. They're doing some marketing now, but they don't reach a younger audience. Whatnot is the exact opposite. Whatnot
started out with
is a much
Pokemon
younger,
cards and things.
but it is a much younger audience, and so that younger audience skews phones. You know, they skew things that
But
so where I would normally use the computer, and I always use the computer. They always use the phone, and
yeah,
so
most of the things you can't even do you can bet on the computer, you can see the chat on the computer, but you can't
you can't enter
you
giveaways
can't
on the
enter the
computer.
giveaways, you can't leave a tip. You have to do all that from there's other things you have to do from the phone. So, but now if you click the giveaway button, it'll give you a QR code that you scan, and then you open the
Right.
app. But yeah, I prefer to watch Whatnot's on the bigger screen on the computer, but
So
sometimes,
just think of if the
and
things
I
that
run
you
it
think
off my computer too.
the things you think about with eBay are not necessarily things that happen on Whatnot because the customer base is going to be, and so you got to think about that your customer is younger for the most part. There are it's not the 100% rule, but
I think I had to message Craig the first time I tried to leave somebody a tip on Whatnot, but
yeah, I
you
bet
got to do it on the phone.
I bet Whatnot skews as much young as eBay skews older. I'd be willing to bet they're mirror opposites. So Beth, I've seen a ton of the auto stuff. Remember, we talked about this last night. If y'all are in the Huntsville area and want to join us, Marcia's done broken it down. The ladies can come too, so we don't care. Anybody can come join us at Mexican night right now.
She's the Jackie Robinson of your
Yeah, she is. She really was the. And then she brought she that night we had like 4 women there. But it's I lost my whole damn train of thought.
I'm sorry, I compared her to Jackie Robinson.
Ah, damn it!
It's my fault.
But whatever I was gonna say, it was great. What the hell was I even
You were
talking
going
about?
to say, if anybody in the Huntsville area wants to come join us, they can.
Yeah, join us because we have great conversations about and just when we talk a lot about what we sold and those and what we found and just hanging out. But we actually do talk some reselling every now and then. Not Rick, Rat Bastard doesn't talk reselling, but everybody else might.
He talks auction stuff.
We make fun of Joe. So on that group, instead of Steve being the butt of jokes, it's Joe's the butt of the jokes over there. But there's a wide group of experience there, but I tell you, I think that's part of the problem with a lot of people that sell on eBay that want to do Whatnot is they don't understand the audience, and it's a different customer, it's a different base, they act different, and so
it's every platform. Amazon customers are different than eBay customers. They're different than Whatnot customers. Different than Etsy customers.
But there's a large group of resellers, especially seem to be on YouTube and stuff, that don't think they're different and don't treat them different. The Amazon customer is completely different. There's a huge base of Amazon customers that just hit the buttons, they send it. They don't care about the cost. And Southern Vermont, we see your comments, Southern Vermont, but we're just we're ignoring your comment. All right,
I'm not visiting Lag's new website. Not even.
There probably is something there already.
I'm gonna look. I gotta do it. Oh boy,
She's
here we go.
All right, so everybody, I hope you have it. I'm gonna reschedule the show. I apologize for that. I'm gonna do it right after this because I gotta go get free. They're not free boxes, but they're really good 20-cent boxes.
You know, I might register that.
You're gonna register that.
There's
And-
nothing there.
But if you want some more reselling content, that's even crazier than me, and that's hard to believe that somebody could be. Primo will be here at noon Central, so check out Primo Chemo. I can give you a preview. It'll be just like this.
Use that properly.
Dang, who was that?
I actually am going to register that if it's available.
All right, everyone.
Whatnuts.com. That's perfect.
Thanks for joining us. Hit the thumbs up on the way in. See you.